It's the beginning of July, and I have so many new movies that I've bought in the last month. I'm at the point of no return, and for me, there'll be no turning back. Maybe I'll go from like the ones that I bought the most recently. I should have organized. Oh, actually, I wanted to show. So I actually found these in the wild. This one is a Vinegar Syndrome release. It's actually called Phantasm Comes Again and Phantasm. Okay, it's the first and second of these. Those are more like X-rated movies, erotic movies, I believe. But I found them really cheap in the wild, so that was really cool with the slip cover. That's something that doesn't happen too often. And so I of course hopped on it, and I also found this one. This is a VSA title called The House of Usher, and it's one of these situations. And actually, when it said that there was a little note on it that said a damaged case on the inside, and it was, but I just okay, yeah, the like paper was a little bit ripped underneath, but I just switched it out for another one, and it was only like $10. So I thought, why? It doesn't matter. But I am damaging it currently as I try to stuff it back into here. That's something that is happening, that I'm noticing can happen. Anyway, so I wanted to do like each month, oh my god, I actually am destroying this. I actually am, and I'm thinking, how do I get this back in here? It's something very strange is happening. I think that's actually what was happening. The person got frustrated and they went like they stuffed it, and it completely ripped. But it is catching. It's catching right in this certain spot, and it's really weird why it won't. There we go. Okay, but I'm gonna do haul videos at the end of the months, I believe. But just this time, we're doing it at the beginning. Yeah. And the next one I'll do in the end of August, we'll say. Okay. But now there's no leaving me. I know that for a fact. I'm at the point of no return, and but this one, I got Therapy Dogs from Utopia, a really great documentary from like I think it was like 18. These two best friends in high school, like making their high school, what do you call it, senior video. They were telling everyone it's for the yearbook, but really it was for this movie that they were making. It's this cinema verite type documentary situation that's really, really inspiring. As if I were to choose a word, it just made me feel really nostalgic for high school, a very specific time and place, and thinking like I wish I would have encapsulated something. But then again, my experience was not. I would not have ever done something like that. I mean, I was at the bottom of the goddamn food chain. And then Oscilloscope sent me Clay Dream. And I really love the oscilloscope presentation, the little digipack. This one's a little digipack. You open, and they used to do this thing where they'd put okay, so the disc isn't in there right now, because I did watch this, and you know how that happens, you switch it out with something else. I don't let that get too out of hand, but it does happen with, like, a documentary about Will Vinton, who was the father of claymation. Big in the 80s and 90s, the California Raisins, a lot of commercials and such. And this was super interesting. I did not know his story, and it was one of those, why didn't I know? Because it seemed like kind of a big deal. He was kind of on the top for a little bit. Had dreams of creating like a Disneyland, a claymation Disneyland. And for me, there'll be no turning back. Oh, I actually got some. Oh, I actually also picked up some DVDs. This one is The Nun, and the only reason I got this was because this was one of the covers I used to look at like very early memories in a video store, which was short-lived for me. I didn't experience that for much, but this was a cover that I always used to look at, and the back of it, and it looks truly awful, but like I just had to get it for the nostalgia of it. I have yet to watch it. I maybe won't ever watch it. For me, there'll be no turning back. Okay, I need to stop doing that. I got Forbidden Hollywood. This is from Turner Classic Movies. This cool little line they were doing. This is volume 1. I think there were like 3, maybe more. I'm not sure actually. This one contains Babyface, Red-Headed Woman, and Waterloo Bridge. The first Waterloo Bridge. The whole thing here is like pre-code movies that were kind of, taking some more risks, provocative filmmaking. A lost era of a lost era of provocative filmmaking of unknown origin. This has one of those, what do you want to call it? Snap case. Oops, breaking stuff actually. Snap case boxes, which I like. I like those. I used to actually hate this, but now I think it's a cool little like reminder of something that they were trying out. I wonder what the year span of time was that they were doing that. I've never seen this movie, by the way. I got a Warner Archive DVD, states The subject was roses. Patricia Neal present. I love her, and that would be Grandpa Joe. Grandpa Joe from what's his name? Um, exactly. The Shoes of the Fisherman. Okay, it's like a religious epic piece, I think. Um, the Blandings build his dream house. What? The Blandings build his dream house. Another Warner Archive piece. This is one of Robert Altman's like early movies. And it has James Caan, Robert Duvall, Barbara Baxley. Oh wow. Okay, so she was in Nashville. So yeah, that's like a space movie that he made. This one's this really fun like mockumentary. Werner Herzog looking for the Loch Ness monster. This documentary that I've never seen. It's called what Devil's Playground, about this Amish, I guess, like them partying and drugging and stuff. Like that phase, that time, turning 16, um, the experiences of the outside world while they decide if they're gonna commit to stay in. And then we'll go Vinegar Syndrome. Two really exciting releases. One, Sick of Myself. Christopher Borgli directed, one of my favorite movies so far this year. I say this year. I mean, I guess yeah. I don't when I am building like a list of favorite movies of the year, I go when not the initial festival run, but just when it was available, like a limited theatrical release or a streaming debut kind of thing. You know what I mean? If there wasn't really a theatrical release, and this was a 2023 release, but it has this really cool slipcover here with the pills. If you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend it. It's a very dark comedy, a character study about this girl who she's in this relationship. Her and her boyfriend just have this very competitive relationship, and she takes it to the extreme. There's this really cool slip cover, but then on top of that, this hard case. So I love that, and really cool to be able to own this. Look, it has this really cool yellow. I love the colors here. This yellow, pink, right here. Okay, and then moving on to Showgirls, which was one of their big anticipated releases. It's a 4K, this really cool box, similar to what they did with the Cloak and Dagger box. Very similar to that situation. Actually, it's the same setup there. This one, they're sending out a replacement disc for like something with the audio. There was something that went awry. But you basically open here, and you get this really cool artwork here, these little posters, and you pull this string, and the actual movie comes out. Here's the cover of that. We've got Nomi doing her thing, reaching for the stars right here, and then underneath the iconic cover, the classic cover. Also inside you get this cool little book right here, and you also get Penny and James Smith's private lessons. All right, over here. Oh, wait. Okay, so Vinegar Syndrome things, and then I'll do like partner label movies that I've gotten to. So first of all, I got The Birds 2. I got The Birds 2 Land's End. I love this slipcover so much with this cool, lighthouse right there. I'm really excited about this one. It's a made-for-TV movie from 1994. Tippi Hedren is involved in this, which can be a little bit scary to think about. But I actually really do not know what to expect. I'm expecting bad, but I'm expecting like fun. Usually with Vinegar Syndrome, it's like I know what to expect. And I usually come away like having a lot of fun, and also just with the bonus features they put on there, I come away with like this extra appreciation just hearing from like the filmmakers and them looking back on the movie. Fanny Hill plus The Phantom Gunslinger. This one, they put out this new slipcase, but this had been in there. This had been a release before. It's actually a Russ Meyer. Flesh and Fantasy. This one I picked up at Monster Palooza at the Vinegar Syndrome table. This is part of their Vinegar Syndrome Labs little line that they're doing where it's actually not just classic movies, but I'm actually not sure exactly what the focus is. I had thought initially it was like, 1940s, 50s stuff, but I heard on a podcast that that's not all that they're doing, so I'm actually not sure exactly what Vinegar Syndrome Labs line is, but this is like an anthology from the 40s from Universal, and it looks really cool. It's something that I'm going to watch during Halloween time. I'm going to add it to my Halloween marathon and watch it then. And then The Severed Arm I also got at Monster Palooza. This one had always been calling my name. I love the cover so much, and it sounds really fun. I've heard good things about it. And it just has a really cool cover. This one's from 1973. From Saturn's Core, they focus on shot on video horror. I got Hung Jury. They're my favorite label on Vinegar Syndrome through OCN distribution. I just love. There's something about the presentation, and also I've just been really enjoying shot on video horror movies, and they're always so heavy, and there's so much. The special features have really, like, I love watching the special features they put on it. So here's this one. It's 114 minutes. An unemployed and drug-addled loner is sentenced to death for robbing and drowning an innocent girl in 1974. During his execution, he vows revenge on the judge, jury, and prosecutor who convicted him. 20 years later, two actresses are hired by a mysterious benefactor to charter a yacht full of strangers and travel to a remote island locale for a murder mystery weekend. Interesting. The guests soon realize that the murders are no performance, as a mysterious killer begins dispatching each patron on the island one by one using a variety of gory and gruesome methods. But see, like, looking at the special features, we've got audio commentary with the director. We have alternate extended cut, 119 minutes. Commentary with Richard Mogg, author of Analog Nightmares, the shot-on-video horror films of 1982 to 1995. So already that, like, this cool 2 commentaries. A bonus movie, The Perils of Penelope, 84 minutes. Waves, famous 1992 ode to the old-time episodic serial cliffhanger starring hung jury star Michelle Caporaletti. We've got a sequel short film from 2008, reversible cover art, 28-page booklet featuring rare behind-the-scenes photos. So see, there's just so much that they put into these, and I love that. I love it. From Altered Innocence, Saturday Night at the Baths. Altered Innocence focuses on LGBTQ plus movies. And this one is from the 70s, and it takes place, well, it says, filmed on location in New York City at the world-famous Continental Bath. So I think that's really cool. It's like a love triangle type movie, I think. From Connie, A New Old Play. I've heard really great things. I love this cover so much. That little guy right there. Here's the back of it. This one's got some weight to it, too. Here's the inside. Yeah, these I have not opened yet. And I like to save that. I like to open them. Oh, look at him. Q Fu, the most renowned clown of the Sichuan opera, has reached the netherworld. Welcomed by shepherds of the dead, Oxhead and Horseface, he recounts his life with the new opera troupe before his turn at the bridge of forgetfulness. Stop. Starting in the 1920s, Q's tale melds with China's tumultuous century into the Second Sino-Japanese War, the Great Leap Forward, and other revolutions. Okay, I did not know that was I didn't know anything about this movie. I just heard it with good things about it. But that sounds very interesting. Then I have one from Mondo Macabro, that one being Dr. Caligari. This one did get released on 4K, but I came across this Blu-ray in the wild, so I just went for it. This movie is absolutely amazing. It is the visuals of this, it's so weird and so colorful. Sexually deranged and stylistically unhinged, this psychedelic, surrealist, neo-noir reworking of the 1920s German expressionist classic features Laura Albert as Miss Van Houten, a woman whose libido is dangerously out of control. There's only one place for her, the Caligari Insane Asylum. And then I picked up quite a bit of Kino Lorber releases because they were only $12 on Amazon. It was some kind of sale. I got The Truth About Spring. This one I opened, I watched because I love Haley Mills so much. And it has her dad, John Mills, and also James MacArthur. He looked familiar. I'm not sure who he is. David Tomlinson also is featured. So a little bit of a Disney piece. It's not Disney, though. It's Universal. No Man is an Island from 1962. Search for Beauty from 1934. Ida Lupino is here. We've got Double Crossbones from 1951, a pirate situation. Will Penny was one of their newer releases, starring Charlton Heston, Joan Hackett, and Donald Pleasance. I love Donald Pleasance so much. Marty, Ernest Borges, that was his Academy Award-winning movie, I think, was it not? Yeah. And then The White Buffalo. This was a re-release. I believe it got a new remaster and also a slipcase. Yeah. Brand new HD master from a 2K scan of the 35mm interpositive. So that's everything I've gotten somewhat recently. Also, I bought a new VHS slash VCR slash TV combo. And so I'm definitely going to be buying some more VHS tapes, and those will probably be included in haul videos. Also, with Barbie coming up in a couple weeks, I've been gathering some info. I'm very interested in the marketing strategies here, just like all the collabs happening. So I am putting together a video on that, and I'll probably come out with that. I mean, as close to the movie release date as possible. I mean, probably like the week of, the days before, but I'll get it all together before that because I want to get all the, I want to gather everything that I can. I'm guessing that other things are going to be happening like leading up to that point. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, and also in these haul videos, hopefully I'll have less next time because I've let these ones build up, and I'll actually talk about the movies. Perhaps actually watch them like when I buy them because that's a problem, and then I can actually talk about the movies instead of just showing. Yeah,